All right, for the much requested video about how to do vendor shows as a new consultant. Pardon my mess. I still have not unpacked from Raleigh. I'm going to work on that, I promise. So I'm using a 4-foot table. Obviously, if you're going to a vendor show, usually they supply you with 8. So you just spread things out a little bit, which is totally fine. A couple things. First of all, I have replaced some of the product that comes in the kit, obviously, because I joined a long, long time ago. So the basics are still the same. Like you get a shade, you get a simmering light, you get sprinkles. It's just, these aren't exactly what comes in the kit, but item-wise, it's the same. 2 jars of sprinkles, 2 soaks, light, and shade. So, second of all, I want you guys to know that I know that sometimes you look at my display that I have and it's a little overwhelming because I do have a lot of product, but I want you to keep in mind that I started exactly the way you started with a kit. No matter who you see with what display, we all started the same way. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about doing vendor shows. So down here is my luggage that I got with my kit. Now you guys get this awesome pink rolling bag. I always have that set out, A, because I stock it full of stuff that I'm going to need for a show, and B, because it is a huge recruiting tool. So make sure that you set out your suitcase and your purse, because everybody loves pink zebra print. So you're going to want to make sure to have those set out, because that will give you an opening to talking about the pink zebra opportunity when somebody comes by. It's like, oh my gosh, how did you get this? Well, it comes in the kit. So then you can, kind of go into a recruiting conversation from there. All right, the tablecloth that I'm using is the same tablecloth that I've used since day one, which is a black flat sheet from Walmart. Nothing exciting. Of course, you can go out and get fancier ones. This sheet has done me right for 2 years, so we're going to keep going strong. You can get, we'll talk about what you can do when you start to upgrade your table later, but a flat sheet, also a tablecloth, just like a black vinyl one. That's really good because you can wipe it up really well, or a black shower curtain as well. All of those super cheap, you can pick up like at Dollar General. All right, as far as the table goes, I think a key thing is using what you have. So like using boxes to help elevate your product. I used to use, I don't know if you can see right there, those spice racks. You get them at Walmart in the kitchen area. I used to use those, but I have like 4 and they are all wobbly. So it's an option if you find some that aren't wobbly. I think using the boxes from our product helps, kind of make our table pop out even more. It's going to give you some color. It's going to give you some height. And then especially now in the fall, Christmas time, you can show how our boxes already come prepackaged. So all you need is a cute bow and a gift tag and you're set. These down here are just little baskets from Hobby Lobby. You, of course, can use anything. I typically, when I first started, I set out samples in these, and I usually did like 3 or 4, and I set them out in categories. So somebody comes to my table and says, and you ask them, what kind of scent fragrances do you normally like? Do you like clean, manly, fruits, foods? What kind of scents do you normally gravitate towards? And they say, oh my gosh, I really love the smell of cookies in the oven. Okay, so we're going to go to the box that is for gourmet. So that is usually how I set them out, is by categories. Some people just make a cute arrangement on the front, whatever you want to do. Also, I'm probably going to get a question about this. These right here are the testers that I got with my first kit. We didn't have the cool scoops, so that's why these are as they are. Simmering light is right back there. I encourage you to use that one as kind of your show model and light it up and put some sprinkles in it and have it going. just remember to shut it off a little while before you have to pack up. So if my show ends at 4, I shut off at 3. Otherwise, you're gonna have to sit there and wait for your wax to harden up. So that's my only tip as far as the simmering light goes. Here's your 2 jars that you'll get 2 jars with your kit. You'll get soaks, and you'll also get 2 things of, you'll get the go cards, and 2 things of soaks. From my experience, it is better to take one out, and again, you don't have to do this, but from my experience, it is better if you take one out and you have it for display and show them. So take a go card out, add some soaks to it, and kind of use that as your demo. It is a lot easier to explain soaks and go cards if you have one out for display. So that's just what I would recommend. Again, that's using your product, but it's going to help you get some added sales. Catalog, always have a catalog out. I use one just for my display, and I do not pass out catalogs to everyone. Usually I'll end up passing out the brochures or the opportunity, or giving out business cards to random people. But if they really seem interested, then I'll give them a regular catalog. Over here, we have the carton. If you use a push pin, it'll actually, instead of propping it here, because it's going to fall because people want to smell it, if you put a push pin right here, then it'll stay and you can pick it up together. That's just a tip as well. And then you're going to want to have something like this, okay? You don't have to get crazy. Right now, I have a little bucket because that's just something cute I had sitting over here that I haven't found a use for yet. But usually I use an empty carton. So when you start building your way up, you can save your cartons because you never know when you're going to need them. But you're going to want to do some sort of enter to win. Enter to win a free jar of sprinkles. Enter to be put on my mailing list. Enter to get a free sample. Something like that you're going to want to put there because you're going to want their contact information. That is why you're doing vendor shows. It is not to get rich. It is not to recruit 10 people. It is to get contacts, because these contacts are gold mine for future bookings for you, future recruits, and future shows and fundraisers. So you're going to want to make sure that that is your main emphasis, is filling up that jar as many times as you can. And then I have business cards down here. I use Vistaprint for that. And then I have the flyers that you get in your kit right there. Those are super important to have on your table because you never know who is going to be wanting what, and again, where those leads may take you in the future. So that is the kit, using your kit as a vendor show. You are going to be at this point taking orders, and that's okay. Okay, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't sell anything, I don't have anything to sell. It's okay, you're going to take orders. So if you're somewhere local, you're going to have all the orders shipped to you unless they want it shipped to themselves, which would be, the extra shipping charge. Otherwise, just say, I'm taking orders today. If you place an order, maybe add in, let them know that you're going to be taking care of that extra shipping. So it'd be cheaper to have them placed today and have it shipped to you so you can deliver it. Maybe add in a free sample or whatever. You can do something extra for that to kind of help with orders. And you could put up a sign for that as well. Show special, whatever, and just get printed out and get frames from dollar store or whatever. And so basically you'll just take orders, and if they have a lot that they want to order, then just say, I'd really encourage you to think about having a party because you can get some of this for free. And then I'll just take this stuff right to your house and kind of go in for a booking. So that is my tips as far as this goes. Now, after you've done some shows like this, you're going to eventually start building up. First thing that I recommend you start with is you're going to want to get cartons. You're going to get an extra jar in each carton, okay? So that's where I would start investing your money, is in cartons and in empty jars. Empty jars you can get under consultant order. And then that's the best way to kind of stock up. And then eventually, again, sorry for the mess, you're going to end up, this is my extras. I have cartons in there, and back there is full, and I have some under the table. So eventually you'll build up your stock that way. But if shows are what you want to do, that's where I would start, is with some cartons. So anyways, I hope that kind of helps out. I absolutely highly recommend you get some shows this fall. It is going to do great things for your confidence. It's going to do great things for your business. And as far as where to find shows, you can find shows anywhere. Shows are really great for networking with other vendors. So I really encourage you to work with other vendors that are there and kind of talk about different shows, and that can lead to a million different things. As far as what to wear something presentable. If you have a pink zebra shirt, that would be great too. You're going to want to make sure that you are standing up. Put your cell phone down, and you're going to be wanting to talk to everybody that comes by, especially with a kit. You're going to want to make sure that you are getting, again, their information, because that is super valuable for you. So hopefully this helps out and kind of makes you feel like I can do a show with just my kit. It is totally possible, and it still looks cute. Like, doesn't it still look cute and make you want to stop by and see what's going on? So feel confident about it. You can totally do it and totally rock it, because again, we all started with the same kit. So go out there and get some shows.